We want to find the equation of a line given 2 points P1 and P2 that lie on that line. So we solved this problem in the previous video. You can find the link to that video in the description, where there we discussed that if x1 and x2, so which means they are equal, so which means that the x coordinates of those 2 points are equal, which means that the line is actually parallel to y-axis, then the equation is simply just x equals to x1 or x equal to x2. Otherwise, we can write the equation as y equals mx plus p. We found m first, which is the ratio of the difference between the change in y coordinates of the 2 points, so y2 minus y1, divided by the change in x coordinates of the 2 points, which means x2 minus x1. Then after that, we inserted the coordinates of one of the points into the equation of the line, and we found b, and this is the final result that we got. And then we did a practice using numerical values. Here we want to do, we want to reach the same result but with a different approach. In this method, we consider an arbitrary point like point P on the line with the x coordinates of x and y coordinate of y. So then we find the slope of the line twice. One using the 2 points that we know their coordinates, which means using P1 and P2. We found this already. It is just y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And then one time using the arbitrary point that we selected on the line, and one of the 2 points that we know the coordinates. So we can use just P1, for example. So if we use P and P1 and we find the slope of the line using these two lines, then the slope of the line is y minus y1 divided by x minus x1. And since the slope of a straight line is fixed, so we can say that these two values are equal. So either we find the slope of the line using P1, P2 and P1, or using P and P1, it doesn't matter. So the slope of the line are equal. So these two values are equal. And this actually is by itself is a representation of the equation of a line, because we can insert any number into x and we do the math and find a value for y. But we want to write this in the form of y equals mx plus b. And for that, we multiply x minus x1 by this term. So then we have y minus y1 equals this part multiplied by x minus x1. And then we distribute this term into these two terms, and we have y minus y1 equals the m, the value for m multiplied by x, minus the value of m multiplied by x1. Then in the next step, we bring this term into the right-hand side, and it changes the sign when we move it to the right-hand side. So we have y equals, we have this part. We brought minus y1 to the right, so it becomes plus y1, and we have this term as well. So, and this is what we got actually in the previous video. So these are exactly the same values, and they should be because they are the equation of the same line. And we see that this is b and this is m. So the next step, as we said, we have to check that we have to check that we have not done any mistake, and for that we need that at least check that P1 and P2, both of them lie on this line and fit into this equation. Since we have done this already in the previous video, and since the equations are the same, so we don't do it in this video. Now let's do a numerical example. Let's assume here the value of x1 is 2, the value of y1 is 1, the value of x2 is 5, and the value of y2 is 7. So we find the equation of the line twice, one using, we find the slope of the line twice, one using P1 and P2. So if we use P1 using P1 and P2, the slope of the line is y2 minus y1, which is 7 minus 1, divided by x2 minus x1, which is 5 minus 2. And we equate this to, next we find the slope of the line using point P and point P1. So we have the difference between the y coordinates. So it is y minus y1. y1 is 1, so it is y minus 1, divided by x minus x1. x1 is 2, so it becomes x minus 2. And this part is just 7 minus 1 is 6, divided 5 minus 2 is 3, so this is just 2. Then we multiply this part by this part, and we have y minus 1 equals 2x minus 2. And we can write this as 2x, 2 multiplied by minus 2, it is minus 4. Then we have y equals 2x minus 4, and we bring this to the right hand side, it becomes plus 1, so this becomes 2x minus 3. So therefore the equation of the line is 2x minus 3. And this is exactly what we got in the previous example, in the previous video. So of course we need to check that both points, point P1 lies on this line and fits into this equation. We did it in the previous video. And also we need to check that also P2 also lies on this line and fits into this equation. So we did this in the previous video, so we skip it here.